Hi, I am going to do a quick video on how to upload data set into SAS Studio for Academics. And I'm doing this for those folks who are very new to the program and may need some help doing the very basics, which I have not been able to find a video for. It took me hours to figure out. And I'm just trying to save a novice time. So here you go. I've entered the SAS Studio. I'm figuring that most people that are frustrated with this process can open SAS Studio. If not, I'm sorry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a program. So I'm going to click on New Program. I want a new SAS program. There it is. There's my new SAS program. And we're going to create a SAS program to import data from an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. In order to do this, we have to upload the Excel spreadsheet. So in order to upload the Excel spreadsheet, you have to decide which folder or server file or folder you'd like to put it in. And since I'm doing a project on Alzheimer's data, I'm going to do it for my Alzheimer's data. So what you do is you scroll down to project and you right click on project and you scroll down and you're going to go to, I need to close this so I can see it. You're going to scroll down. Oops, I'm sorry. Right click on project, scroll down to upload files. So you're going to click upload files, and this is where our files are going to be loaded to, which is where we want it to be in our project files. So we're going to click choose files, and we're going to go to our files on your computer. I'm going to go to my group project files, and I created a data set to use for this video. So I'm going to use this data set so it's different than the one I'm doing for my project. So you right click on this and you hit open. Well, it says it's in use. Hold on, I got to close it. That's another thing that's a little bit wild. Okay, so now it's not in use anymore because I closed it. I'm going to hit open. All right, so there it is. There's my file. Now, it has to be an XLSX file, XLS file. It cannot have an M on the end because SAS can't handle the XLM files as far as I know. I struggled with that a bit. So you have to save your data file as without the enabled macros. So you just save as a regular Excel file. Okay, so if you've done that and you've selected your file, you hit upload. So here we go, it's uploading. I want you to notice that in the project folder now is an Alzheimer's data sheet for my video. There's my data. I've uploaded it into SAS. Okay, so there it is. Okay, and it's in my project folder. So once we've got our Excel spreadsheet uploaded, we can now write the code for our program. Okay, so this is how you have to do it. You create a library. So I'm going to go library name. Now remember, I'm doing this for novices as I am one. And then we're going to you have to put a space, and then we're going to call it this library, which has not yet been created. We're going to call it a name. So I'm going to call it test 6 because this is my 6th test at doing this. Okay. And then once you hit test 6, you're going to hit a space, and then you're going to put some quotes here, and you're going to tell test 6 where it's going to get its data from. Okay. Now how we're going to get that information is we're going to go to project here. We're going to click on project. Click on project, and we're going to right click, scroll down, and go down to properties. And you're going to see a location here. Now highlight the location as I've done here. Control C to copy it, close, and then we're going to paste it right here. Control V pastes it. Okay. So there it is. There is where our library test 6 is going to get its information from. Okay. So we're going to hit semicolon, because if you forget the semicolon, we get in big trouble with that too. So I'm going to do a couple of spaces. So now I've created a library for, I guess, for SAS to put its information when it's done. Now we're going to go through the import process. So we're going to go proc, import, and now you have to use a command called data file. Okay, so we're going to go data file equals what our data file is. So here we have to hit the quotes again, Now, where's our data file? Well, our data file is over here in the project folder, the Alzheimer's data sheet 2 video. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to look at its properties so I can find the path for it here, and it's pretty long. So I'm going to, whoops, I'm going to go all the way to the end here because it doesn't like me doing it the other direction. Okay, now I'm going to go Control C to copy that path, close, and then I'm going to paste that right here, paste. Now, you might think it'd be logical, right, that you'd put a semicolon here, but you don't, which took me a while to figure out. All right, so you don't put a semicolon here because you have to give the import command or the proc import some more information. All right, and the information is this. You're going to type in out equals, that's where you want it to put the output. So where do we want to put that? Well, we want to put it in test 6, which is the, if you noticed, the library name that I have up here, dot, and I've been putting Alzheimer's, if I spell it right, dot Alzheimer, because that's my project that I'm working on, okay? Still no semicolon because we're going to give the proc import some more information. We have to tell it the file type that it's going to be looking at. And remember, it's an XLSX, so we're going to put DBMS equals XLSX, and that's an option. Okay, and then we're going to hit replace because you don't know if you might replace some data in here, and you know what, run the program again, and if you use replace, then the data is going to be the most current data every time you run this program. Okay, so I think this is just good practice. I'm not sure where I learned that, but I believe that it's good practice, and it means you're using the most recent data. Okay. Anyway, type replace, and then you're done with the import command. So we're going to press run. Okay, so that's, we've done our proc import. Let me get rid of that space there. Okay, now for me, what was frustrating was, do I even know that my data is there? How do I even know that I've actually done the proc import? Well, I figured this out. This is how you know whether it's actually there and whether you've got all your data in there. So you can run this command called proc contents, and then you tell it what data set it is, what data it is. Well, we want to look at what? We want to look at the output, right? The test 6. So we're going to put test 6 dot Alzheimer. Let's hope I spell it right. I'm prone to misspell things sometimes. Okay, that matches. Okay, semicolon, run. Okay, and press enter. Okay, so now I've got some coding here to import an XLSX spreadsheet, and it's going to store that spreadsheet in an out called test 6 Alzheimer's. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to hit run and see what happens. Hopefully I don't have any errors. I'm going to check the log here, and I don't have any errors, which is good news. And now the results. Now the data set name is test 6 Alzheimer, which is what I told it to be. It has 444 observations and 15 variables, which is correct. And I'll show you that in just a minute. And so it gives you all this other information that I'm not sure what to do with, but it gives you an alphabetic list of all of the variables that it found, which is nice. Okay. Now, I know that we can also see it in the output data. See, so it has all of the data here in this little output box, or output columns or whatever. So this is our data, which is nice. And so it's there. That's great. Now, we can run a quick test on it to see if we want to see if the data is there. We can do a proc univariate normal variable. Let's see if one of our variables here is normal. I'll just say heart underscore disease. I think that's one of my variables. And then we can hit run. and see what happens. Here's my contents, and here's my univariate disease to see if I have a normal distribution. Obviously, it's got all the data here. So test for normality. The Shapiro-Wilk test here shows that I have a significant difference from a normal distribution. So anyway, I just wanted to put something together really quickly to help those people that might be struggling a bit with how to import a data file for SAS Studio. The things that tripped me up were this library name is not created until after you run the program. So if you click on my libraries here, you'll see, whoops, that it is there now. It wasn't there in the beginning, and I probably should have showed you that. I thought it had to be here before you started, but it doesn't. What happens when you hit run is it creates this every time you come into SAS Studio for Academics. It's not there when you log in. Once you run the program, it creates it every time, okay? And the other thing that tripped me up was trying to find out where to find this information. And to find that information, as I mentioned, you go to where you want your data to be, and you go to properties here to find that, okay? The other thing that tripped me up was I was trying to upload an XLSM file, and there is no ability to do that, okay? And not having a semicolon here. All right. So I hope this helps those of you that might be struggling with uploading data to SAS. Have a great afternoon, day, night, or whatever, and rock on.